Hey guys, what's going on? Weekend Ranger here. So today we have a German World War II Mauser K98 carbiner rifle. This is a 8mm rifle. It was built in 1939 in Berlin, and it's very well designed. I mean, testament to the design that 70 years later this rifle still shoots really well, very accurately. It's been functioning pretty great. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a field strip of the Mauser K98. It's actually a little bit of a complicated gun to take apart. What you need to do to start with a field strip is you put the safety, which is on the top of the weapon right here. The safety needs to be in the 12 o'clock position. See right here, the 3 o'clock position is going to be fire, the 12 o'clock position is safe, and the 9 o'clock position is going to be bolt lock and safe. Okay, so for field strip purposes it needs to be in the 12 o'clock position. See that? Okay, so next what you're going to do is you're going to open up the bolt of the Mauser. Bolt opens up just like so, and there's a retaining pin on the side. You can see right here. Okay, and what you're going to do is you're going to pull this pin back, just like that, and pull the slide or the bolt back at the same time as you're pulling that pin out. Okay, and the bolt slides out just like that. I'm going to put the rifle down for 1 second. We're going to focus on the bolt and how to take that apart for now. Oops, I'll put the rifle right over here, because as you guys are going to see, we're actually going to need the rifle. The designers of this weapon actually integrated this little metal part right here to help disassemble the bolt for field strip purposes. Okay, so here's the bolt of the Mauser K98. Okay, so to take this apart, there's a little button right on the side over here. You're going to depress that button, and when you depress that, you're going to be able to start spinning the whole bolt around. Okay, that one more time so you can see. Button down and start spinning the bolt around. You need to hit the button again so it doesn't get caught up on the other side. Okay, so this is just going to spin off just like so. Okay, so now you have your firing pin, spring assembly right here, and the bolt. Okay, so what you can do to clean this is I'll just put a couple cleaning cloths down there, spray it out with some either bore cleaner or just gun oil, and just get this out. This gets really muggy. Actually, when I first got this weapon, this thing was just filled with sludge. Here's where the firing pin comes out right there, if you can see that. So this thing gets really dirty, so oil up well, try to clean it up as best you can. Okay, so that's the bolt. We're going to put this off to the side for right now, and we're going to look at the firing pin and the spring assembly. Okay? Firing pin, spring assembly. Notice that the safety is still in the 12 o'clock position. Okay, it's going to want to stay in the 12 o'clock position, and you're going to want to keep it like that for the reassembly also. So back to the metal part that was designed. I'm sorry about that. That was designed into this weapon. What you have to do to disassemble this is you put the firing pin with spring assembly into that metal hole right there on the buttstock. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to depress that. It's kind of a pain, especially when there's a lot of oil on it, like right now. I mean, I just cleaned this somewhat recently. So there's, it's kind of, like I said, a pain in the ass, excuse me. And you have to depress this, and when you depress it, you have to make sure it doesn't get away from you. You have to press pretty hard to get it out. You see what I'm doing right here. Okay, you see how that gets depressed like that? So you try to do it with one hand, and as you depress it, you slide that off to the side, and comes off just like so. Okay, I'll do that one more time the opposite way. Safety 12 o'clock position. Pull this down. Okay, and that slides right off. So you want to go ahead and clean that out. That gets really mucky. Everything in this gun gets really dirty. Okay, so now you have this, and the safety will come off actually, just like that. Okay, and you want to clean everything in here. Oil that up all very nicely. Here's your other piece. And here's the firing pin. Okay, the firing pin, you want to oil this up also very nicely. This spring, I'm not even sure if this is the original or not. Probably not, but everything is held up really nicely in this gun. And the firing pin. And clean this off because this gets pretty dirty as well. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm just going to look at the rifle itself. Once you've cleaned off everything there, you want to put a bore snake down the rifle. Just right down there. You want to clean off all the metal parts in here. this doesn't actually get too bad over here. There's a lot of oil on it right now. I'd be actually pretty careful about getting oil on the wood stock itself. Getting a lot of oil on the wood stock itself can help actually soften the wood over time. You don't want that. The best way to keep the wood fresh is rubbing some linseed oil on it. You don't want to put anything abrasive on it, or the worst thing you can do is actually refinish the stock. And this stock is the original from 1939, so the last thing you want to do is go ahead and take away the historical value of this weapon. Okay, so after you've cleaned all that out, you clean off all the metal parts, put a little bit of gun oil and everything, clean out the bore, you're going to reassemble the bolt. Okay, so to reassemble the bolt, spring goes right back on the firing pin, just like that. Okay. You want to put the safety right back in the carrier here. And the safety goes in, if you're looking at it from the top, the safety is going to go in from the 3 o'clock position. Just like so. You remember, it's not going to stay at the 12 o'clock, but the 12 o'clock position is where you're going to want it for reassembly. Alright, if it actually, if you put this on like the 6 o'clock position, the spring will snap and it'll be really, really hard to get the bolt carried back out. So, excuse me, the firing pin back out. So one more time. So it goes in 3 o'clock position, put it to 12 for reassembly. Okay? And then you have the top part that screws right on the very top. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put the firing pin back in the built-in metal part in the buttstock. Okay, we're going to get this. Remember, firing pin, or excuse me, safety, 12 o'clock position. Okay, and it slides in right on correlation with the ridges right on there. Okay, so you're going to depress this. Remember, keeping that in the 12 o'clock position. That is key. That is 100% key. Then you're going to take the top part here and assemble it just like so. Okay, I'll do that one more time for you guys. From the point of reassembly, what you're doing is you're pushing down on everything, assembling this part right here. Goes in just like that. Okay? It's actually not that simple, like I said, especially when there's a lot of oil on this thing. It actually gets pretty slippery. Okay, so again, keeping the safety in the 12 o'clock position. And this is what it should look like fully assembled again. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this back in the bolt, and this rifle is going to be ready for business. Okay, goes right back in the bolt like so, and you're going to rotate clockwise until it has that little button hits the bolt right there. And do it one more time. You have to depress that. Okay, and now it's locked, and it actually fits perfectly, if you can see that right there. Okay, so now it's actually going to be ready to reinsert into the weapon itself. So you're going to take the Mauser, face up, slide right in, and it is back together. Okay guys, so that is the field strip of the Mauser K98 carbiner. If you have any questions or comments, please ask. I've had this rifle for a while, so I kind of been learning about it as I go. It's a pretty cool rifle, and it fires this giant 8mm cartridge. If you haven't had a chance to fire one of these yet, try to get your hands on one, because it's really cool. Alright guys, please subscribe. There's going to be more videos coming up soon. Take care.